US foreign policy has actually shifted from India to Pakistan. Has US moved from the principal diplomacy towards more transactional deals?
There is now visible, palpable gulf in the relations between Delhi and Washington. And President Trump has been praising Pakistan, Field Marshal Munir. He's been criticizing India. He, in fact, advised some of the top tech giants not to invest in India. Pakistan's priority is elimination of Tehreek-e-Taliban in Pakistan because they've been committing terrorist acts using Afghan soil. He would raise tariffs for their exports to the United States. He had a big fight with China, with Russian Federation. He also threatened his allies in Europe. One of his targets was India.
From Washington's shifting foreign policy to Pakistan's balancing act, from Kashmir's contested realities to the future of regional cooperation, today we dive into the questions shaping South Asia's tomorrow. Has US diplomacy become more business than tradition? Can Pakistan and America ever see eye to eye on Kashmir? And after the Pahalgam attack, is the world finally paying attention, or will silence return? This is Rafat Amin, and welcome back to another episode of Clash Course, where we solve greater geopolitical puzzles. Today we're joined by Pakistan's very renowned and seasoned diplomat, Ambassador Masood Khan. He has actually presented Pakistan in the most critical capitals of the world, and he has been ambassador to US, ambassador to China, also been the part of United Nations as well in Geneva, and as well as in New York. And lastly, he has also been a former president of Jammu and Kashmir. So thank you, sir, for joining us today. And it's an honor, actually, to have you here on the podcast.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
So how are you doing?
Well, great.
Great, right? So let's just deep dive into questions of like the entire. So considering the recent developments between the US and how US foreign policy has actually shifted from India to Pakistan, how do you see this? Has US moved from the principal diplomacy towards more transactional deals? And how is Pakistan, where does Pakistan fit in all this?
In all relations, there have to be transactions. I mean, all relationships in the international realm are transactional, whether they are between China and the United States, between India and the United States, Pakistan and the United States. They'll be there. I mean, what is a transaction? I mean, we all strive towards addressing mutual benefits.
Right.
And yes, there has been a dramatic shift in our relations with the United States of America. And this relationship, this phase, is once again beneficial both for the United States and Pakistan.
Right.
And there are a number of factors why this has happened. I mean, Pakistan has cooperated with the United States in the area of counterterrorism. President Trump acknowledged the contribution of Pakistan in the joint session of the US Congress. Then during the May war between India and Pakistan, Pakistan's conduct was very, very outstanding. I mean, militarily, we had an upper hand. Diplomatically, we gained space. Our narrative all around the world was more credible than India's. In fact, India peddled false stories, and they were rejected not just by the people of Pakistan or the media of Pakistan, but by international outlets, all media outlets, whether they were traditional outlets or whether they were new outlets like social media. So, but simultaneously, during this period, India was very rude and defiant towards Washington.
Right.
And it has paid a heavy price. There is now a visible, palpable gulf in the relations between Delhi and Washington.
Right.
And President Trump has been praising Pakistan, Field Marshal Munir, and he's been criticizing India. He, in fact, advised some of the top tech giants not to invest in India. That included Apple, Microsoft, and Google.
Right.
He's also censured India for buying oil from Russian Federation during the Ukraine war and selling it at high profits in the international market. And President Trump and Washington as a whole have lost confidence whether India could act as a counterweight to China. And India was playing duplicitous games, and Washington was not happy with that. So that's where we stand. I think that our gain during these months is substantial.
Right.
And India's loss is staggering,
Right.
Given their strategic partnership, or the so-called strategic partnership between the United States and India. So I think that the real question is not whether this relationship or these sets of relationships are transactional. The real question is whether our relationship, or the new phase of our relationship with the United States, would remain resilient.
Right, sir. So, but where do you see these relations? Like, what avenues of cooperations do we have other than military? I'm talking about Pakistan and the US.
You know, President Trump, uncharacteristically, without any precedent, he received Field Marshal Asim Munir at the White House, had a long conversation with him, and his cabinet members joined that conversation. And they put the entire spectrum of our bilateral and regional agenda on the table, which included, of course, closer defense cooperation, strategic cooperation. Strategic cooperation would mean that Pakistan and United States together would be countering terrorism here in the region. They'd be, of course, targeting ISIS and try to eliminate it. Pakistan's priority is elimination of Tehreek-e-Taliban in Pakistan because they've been committing terrorist acts using Afghan soil. So this is one aspect. And then, as a result of that engagement, military-to-military cooperation has increased.
Right.
Intelligence-to-intelligence communication has improved.
Right.
But that's not all, because your question is beyond this, what else we can do?
Right.
And I can tell you that we have a very robust agenda on the table. That means improved and enhanced economic and commercial cooperation.
Right.
Also extraction of critical minerals. And which minerals are critical? They are lithium, rare earths, you have copper, you have cobalt, you have gold.
Right.
And the United States is interested in these minerals because they are used for manufacturing chips or semiconductors, as they're said, as they're called. And they're used in lots of industries, defense, also all these new technologies that you have, the iPhone that you're using, or any other handheld device that you have, also generative AI, blockchain. So you would need these chips also for aircraft, military aircraft, or even civilian aircraft. You will need these chips. And you also have other uses for these critical minerals. Second is that we are improving trade relations. And, you know, President Trump, after assuming his office, he had threatened his partners and his foes that he would raise tariffs for their exports to the United States. And he had a big fight with China, with the Russian Federation. But he also threatened his allies in Europe. One of his targets was India. And as we speak today, he slapped 50% tariffs on India's exports, whereas Pakistan was able to negotiate a deal whereby our tariffs on our exports are the lowest in the region, 19% compared to Bangladesh or Vietnam or other competitors in textile industry. So this is one. And then, of course, we'd be cooperating in the area of cryptocurrency. We are expecting huge investments from the United States in agriculture, also renewable energy. And we would like to enlist the support of U.S. entities, concerned entities, in containing and controlling the devastations caused by climate change.
But sir, most recently we actually had a dialogue in Islamabad, the counterterrorism dialogue between US and Pakistan. So we in that meeting it was actually focused on the BLA and TTP and other insurgent groups that are operating in Pakistan. So we have seen that. Are they actually a threat to the stability of South Asia? First of all, my first question, and secondly, as Pakistan has always supported US in countering the global terror organizations like Al Qaeda and we can go on with the names, but do you think that US is also going to support Pakistan in this cause?
It has already supported in the sense that it has
in a
designated.
Similar way. I would like to know that.
Well, I'll come to that, but it's already supported us by declaring BLA and Majid Brigade as foreign terrorist organizations. Right. So this is important to understand. This is a big development. India weaponized terrorism against Pakistan, against the people of Jammu and Kashmir, particularly the people of the Indian-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and wanted to isolate Pakistan all around the world, saying that Pakistan is sponsoring terrorism or supporting terrorism. But now India has been exposed. It's not Pakistan which has been committing acts of terrorism. It is India which has been doing that systematically. They have their proxies and entities and networks in Afghanistan, in Iran, in the Gulf region. They've been using them. And then they have been using their proxies in Pakistan to commit acts of terrorism.
Right.
One of them was, of course, BLA and Majid Brigade, because they got direction from Indian intelligence agencies. They were financed by Indian intelligence agencies.
Right.
So in the aftermath of the May war between India and Pakistan, India's terrorism has been put on the radar screen, and India is being held accountable.
Right.
I can also tell you that India was caught red-handed in Canada and United States. It attempted to kill one Sikh leader, as American. He's an American, but he's of Sikh descent. In the United States, his name is Gurpatwant Singh Pannu. He survived because the culprit was apprehended or identified before he could commit the crime of assassination there. But in Canada, they did succeed, and Hardeep Singh was killed there. So, and the intelligence agencies of the United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, they all know about it. So India can't hide itself. Pakistan has documentary proof that India has been committing acts of terrorism in Pakistan systematically. So I think that it is up to us that we work with the United States to expose India, to hold it accountable, to call it out internationally, and to put an end to this criminal network that is killing Pakistani civilians and security personnel.
But despite these military collaboration over the years, we haven't seen much on the Kashmir. Do you think can US actually help Pakistan, or there can be a convergence on a point where there can be a solution that US can propose, as it has already mediated in the war in Pahalgam between between India and Pakistan? So how do you see this?
Let me put it this way, that there are two answers to this question. One is that we're thankful to President Trump for putting Kashmir back on the international agenda after the May war between India and Pakistan. He said that he would help resolve the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. And then Marco Rubio, Secretary of State of the United States, he said that India and Pakistan could talk on Kashmir. In any third country at a neutral place. So this was encouraging, because Kashmir was put on the international agenda, which was disappearing, although India was committing crimes against humanity in the occupied territory by changing demography by also delimiting constituencies in a manner that the representation of Muslims, the Muslims in the valley of Kashmir and Muslims in Jammu, their representation would decrease, and they succeeded quite a bit because it was a systematic exercise that they undertook. So I think that putting Kashmir back on the international agenda was a good move by the United States.
Right.
Now, the second part of your question is whether or not there would be a solution,
right,
or can we expect a solution
right,
very soon? And I'm not so optimistic because there are three parties to the dispute. One is India, the other is Pakistan, the third is Kashmiris. The Kashmiri, the people of Jammu
right,
and Kashmir, they occupied territory and also Azad Jammu and Kashmir. So the people of Kashmir, the people of Pakistan and the United Nations are ready for the solution, but India is not, so it's obstructing talks. And since the war,
right,
their position on Kashmir has become even more stubborn.
Right.
And they are terrorizing the population inside the occupied territory. So I think that we need more diplomacy,
right,
more ingenuity,
right,
and we need to assemble a cast of international actors, international statesmen who can put pressure on India and persuade it to come to the negotiating table and cooperate with the international community, with the United Nations, with the United States, with China probably in the near future, to resolve the issue of Jammu and Kashmir once and for all.
Right. But Pakistan's policy towards Kashmir was actually softened before Pahalgam. We've seen that as well. And do you think that Pakistan can make a strategic compromise, or it's actually going to change the narrative of its national narrative of Pakistan?
I won't agree with you that our policy or position on Kashmir has ever been soft, because we've been supporting the right to self-determination of the people of Jammu and Kashmir year after year. And even this year, after Pahalgam, after the May war between India and Pakistan, the issue of Jammu and Kashmir was raised in the Security Council,
right,
where Pakistan is a non-permanent member right now. We have also been raising this issue in Geneva, in the Human Rights Council. We've been talking to important capitals about the need to resolve the issue of Jammu and Kashmir. Our principal stand is there. So our position on Jammu and Kashmir has never been soft, because the people of Pakistan and all the successive governments believe that Pakistan is incomplete without Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir was to become part of Pakistan,
of course,
in accordance with the Indian Independence Act of 1947 and the United Nations Security Council resolutions. So I think that you use the word compromise. You have to ask the people of Jammu and Kashmir,
right,
who have given sacrifices.
Right.
Some 500,000 Kashmiris have been martyred
right,
since 1947. Why would they take a soft position? Or why would they be ready for a compromise? Their sacrifices must produce results. Pakistan would support the people of Jammu and Kashmir in their struggle.
Right, sir. Now let's talk about about the Pakistan, Afghan, and China. They've met. There was a trilateral meeting that happened between the three states, the strategic dialogue, basically. And we have witnessed that they. Do you think that there's a new bloc that's in formation? The Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, China, and Bangladesh, all trying to basically challenge the India's ambitions of becoming a regional power. The second part of this question is that Chinese foreign minister visited India, New Delhi, to discuss the border issues, right? So do you think that China is going to counter the similar balance that Pakistan is doing with Washington and Beijing at the moment with the Pakistan and India?
Well, I think that both questions are relevant and they need to be answered. We need debate on this.
Right.
India is a regional power,
Right.
whether or not we like it.
Okay.
It's a big country for 1.4 billion people and large land mass. And I think that their middle class is growing. So it's our next door neighbor. And in addition to the entire population, and we're also interested in the destiny of more than 200 million Muslims in India,
Right.
also other minorities, Christians, Dalits who are being
Right.
persecuted there. So I think that you can't ignore India. And you said whether there's a new bloc to counterbalance India, led by China, including Pakistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and so on.
Bangladesh, yeah.
I think that this is not a bloc. I call them mini-laterals.
Okay.
And the reason is that I think we should pay tribute to China for initiating this kind of diplomacy. And we should give credit to Pakistan for contributing actively in this process or in these processes.
Right.
So one is China, Afghanistan and Pakistan.
Right.
This is one mini-lateral.
Right.
Then you have China, Bangladesh and Pakistan.
Right.
Another mini-lateral was that China some time ago brokered a deal between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
Right.
So these are mini-laterals. India had similar mini-laterals. For instance, you had a mini-lateral of UAE and India and Israel and United States.
Right.
And many others. You have Quad, for instance,
Quad,
for
right.
4 countries. So I think this is a very wise and prudent policy, and we must continue to pursue it. I would also like to add here that Pakistan is a big country. India is very big. I said it's a regional power,
Yeah.
but Pakistan is a regional power too.
Right.
We have a population of 250 million people. And we have a large chunk of strategically located territory,
Right.
more than 800,000 square kilometers,
Right.
and which is in fact at the crossroads of East Asia and Central Asia, West Asia, Southwest Asia, closer to Africa. The importance of Pakistan should also not be underestimated, and this is what has been realized in Washington, Brussels, and London. So this is what I want to say. There's no bloc, and then, of course, we have such close relations
Right.
with all these countries, and want to resolve the differences that are hampering full growth of cooperation amongst these countries. Now, your second question, which is very important, the initiative for rapprochement between India and China came from India.
Okay.
When United States gave the impression of either punishing India or deserting it,
Okay.
the Indian Foreign Minister Jaishankar went to Beijing and talked to their Vice President Han Chang and also Foreign Minister Wang Yi,
Right.
and said that these are India and China are two big neighbors,
Right.
and they are big two powers in Asia, the Asia-Pacific region. They should collaborate. There was a very significant sentence
Right, sir.
during their conversations, and it was publicized, and it said that no third country
Right.
can disrupt or interrupt the relationship between these two large countries.
Okay.
The reference, it was not so oblique, it was quite evident that the reference was to the United States. China can make that kind of statement,
Right.
but the significant part was that India was making that statement.
Okay.
So I think that your apprehension is there, that Pakistan is trying to balance relations between the United States and China, and India can do the same.
Right.
So it can also balance its relations with China and United States, which is not their darling anymore for the time
Exactly.
being. But China is willing to neutralize India. If India says that it would not be a counterweight to China, that it cooperates with China, and then already they are investing in trade and many other areas, and the relations, economic and commercial ties have been improving over time. Wang Yi was not there for any strategic purpose when Mr. Wang Yi went to New Delhi. They have this issue of the border dispute, and they have to settle it. The border, you would recall that some time ago they had clashes at Galwan and also Doklam. Now, I think they tried to diffuse tension, and later this month, Modi, the Prime Minister of India, is expected to go to
for the SEO summit,
to Tianjin, where SEO is being held.
Exactly.
So I think that there may be some improvement in their relations, and they may remove mutual misgivings. But would there be a full-fledged rapprochement? I'm not sure about it. Because Indian population, Indian elite, they have and Indian rulers on both sides of the aisle, whether it was the Congress party or whether it is Bharatiya Janata Party, they have always perceived China to be an enemy. But China doesn't consider India to be an enemy. It considers it to be its next door neighbor, big neighbor. Their resentment stems from India acting as a handmaiden of the United States of America.
Sir, Trump's sanctions on India, and obviously after these sanctions, India actually showcased the missile testing, intercontinental ballistic missiles, right? So of Agni-6. It's assumed basically that they are going to test this sooner or later this month, right? So do you think that obviously with these twin developments happening together, do you see that India is actually trying to threaten the US in a way?
It's an intelligent question, as a matter of fact. I'm glad you asked it. In the past 48 hours, they have tested another Agni missile. And they have said that this is Agni 5, and its range is from 5,000 to 5,500 or something like that. This is a lie. They've already tested Agni 5, and we know that its range is 5,000 to 8,000 kilometers. And they're working on Agni 6. Its range would be from 9,000 to 16,000 kilometers. So they would be able to reach, these missiles would be able to reach continental United States. So, and United States has nearly 800 bases all around the world. India has its bases in Madagascar, in Oman. They have presence in Tajikistan, in Seychelles. So I think that what you're trying to say sounds correct, that they're trying to signal to the United States that at some point, if there is hostility between the two allies, they could also hurt United States militarily. It's a subtle signal, it's there, but they're also misleading them. But it's Agni 5, the new test that they have conducted, it's not new at all.
But they also claim that they are, energy sovereign, and they talked about their energy sovereignty in the past, right? But recently we have seen that...
What sovereignty?
Energy sovereignty.
Yes.
They were talking about that they're actually buying oil from Russia, and then we have seen that recently a magazine quoted that India has actually stopped buying oil from Russia and is shifting towards Nigeria and other countries, and also exploring other options like Saudi Arabia and Iraq, etc. So do you think that India is a little scared now and trying to give up on its sovereignty because of US pressure?
My answer would be yes, they are scared. And they had invested so much in their relationship with the United States starting from 1995. And they have so much influence in Washington directly because of the size of India, because of its market, because of its proximity to China, because of its perceived role in Indo-Pacific, but also because of very influential Indian Americans who are in cabinet positions, who have, and they are heading banks, they are tech giants. They have leadership positions in tech giants.
Right.
So India would not like to waste that at all. So this is one thing, and I think that when it comes to Russian oil or gas, Indians may be just trying to gain some time
Right.
and hide what they're doing. They probably have no intention of reducing their imports from Russian Federation.
Right.
There's a price cap, and I think that even the United States is all right if you are buying oil below the price cap or equal to that price cap.
Right.
And of course they have other sources, Nigeria you mentioned, and the Gulf region you
Right.
can buy. But this was profitable because there were sanctions on Russia and Europe was not buying oil and gas. India did buy that at rock bottom prices, would refine that oil and then sell it to the rest of the world at exorbitant rates.
Exactly.
So that was the problem.
Right.
And President Trump at one point accused India of financing Russian war against Ukraine.
Right.
So that was the problem. They're trying to address it. And lots of Pakistanis worry, they're concerned that India and the United States might resolve their differences, and then Pakistan would be back to square one. I don't think that's going to happen.
Right.
Why? Because Pakistan is an important country in West Asia in its own right. It has had a long-standing relationship with the United States of America, and we should continue to strengthen our ties. We have found new space. We have locked in United States interest in Pakistan.
Right.
And we have lots to contribute in Afghanistan, Central Asia, in the Gulf region, in North Africa, the whole of Middle East. So I think that we should not be overly apprehensive. My advice to decision makers is that we have this new moment of opportunity. We should use it to strengthen Pakistan's economy and Pakistan's defense capabilities.
Right, so that's it for our podcast today. Thank you for your valuable insights, and it was great having you on the podcast. That's it for today's episode of Clash Course. Follow us for more insights on global affairs. Thank you so much.